DC signed who? Welcome back to Defending Football. Today we're going to be going over 5 of the top signings from the DC Defenders in the UFL. We're talking free agency, drafts, all of it. But we are talking about new additions, obviously. So players like Jordan Ta'amu, who just recently came back, let's go, are not technically a new signing because they are returning to the team. These are also in no particular order. I'm not going 1 through 5 or anything like that. Let's get into it. We are going to start off with Trent Harris. Played for the Roughnecks last year, edge rusher. This was an amazing pickup for the DC Defenders. Played 9 games last year, no interceptions, he's an edge rusher. 30 tackles, 16 solo tackles. But the big number is 9.5 sacks. This guy is a beast pass rusher, and across from Bellamy on our line is going to be great. Having 2 premier edge rushers is going to be huge for the DC Defenders and what we want to do on defense. And don't let me forget, all XFL defender last year. Just an all-around great pickup, and I know the Brahmas really wanted Trent Harris back, but unfortunately they're going to have to see him in week 1. Moving on to a defensive tackle, TJ Barnes. TJ Barnes played for the Arlington Renegades last year and actually beat us in the championship, sadly. 10 games played, no picks of course, 18 tackles, 9 solos, and 2 sacks. Now you're thinking, that doesn't sound crazy. The thing is, he is a defensive tackle, so it is harder to get sacks, but he is a huge body in the middle of the defense. Obviously a great presence for that Arlington Renegades defense. A big run stuffer, and somebody we need on the defensive line. Again, pairing him with Bellamy and Harris is going to be wild, and overall I'm very happy with this signing. Moving on to another defensive tackle. Yes, our front 7 is going to be elite. Boogie Roberts. Played in the USFL last year, played 10 games, 28 tackles, 18 solo, and 3 sacks himself. Played for the Pittsburgh Maulers, and Maulers fans know this guy brings the juice. Just like TJ Barnes, this guy is a huge body in the middle of the defense. Having them next to each other is an absolute nightmare for spring football offensive lines. If you look at 4 rushers on DC Defenders right now, you have Trent Harris, then you have Boogie Roberts, then TJ Barnes, and then Bellamy. I mean, who are you going to block, honestly? Not to mention our linebackers. This defense is going to be a nightmare for opposing offenses. Again, on the defensive side of the ball, Deonte Anderson. Played for the Vegas Vipers last year. 10 games, 1 interception, 52 tackles, and 35 solo tackles. Not to mention all XFL defender as well. This guy is a hitting machine, a tackle machine. Wasn't thrown to that much, which is why his interceptions are so low. This guy is going to be like our Cam Chancellor on the field. Wide receivers do not want to come over to his area because they will get popped. One of our biggest problems in the championship game was tackling on defense. Anderson is going to be a presence, and we actually took Sparks as well, who is the guy that played next to him. So he is a great addition to the defense. Obviously, our defense is going to be totally stacked this year. I'm so excited. But we do have one offensive guy on this list, and it is Preston Williams. Wide receiver, did not play in spring football last year, but does have NFL career stats. 25 games played in the NFL, 56 catches, 787 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Now, because we haven't seen him in spring football, we don't know what his presence is going to be like yet, but I will say one thing. He is a speedster and a playmaker for sure. So he's going to be a very interesting addition considering we lost Lucky Jackson. I think our receiver room is still very solid. We really didn't lose that many guys, and we just added. Not to mention our defensive line is absolutely ridiculous. We basically took our old defensive line and just added heat on heat. This season is going to be fantastic for the UFL. If you are a DC Defenders fan, subscribe to this channel, and I'm going to get out of here. So for the love of football, defend football, baby!